What's going on YouTube? Today, Vagabond Builds coming at you with a special present 2022 Range Rover Autobiography Edition L package, which means a long base package. We're going to be reviewing and talking about the car, of the exterior, interior, and specs about the car before we're here at Rocklin, California in the greater Sacramento region, and we are going to be doing that. But before, we want to give a special shout out to them and thank you. Let's go. So this is what we've been waiting for on this new 2022 Range Rover Autobiography Edition. Now we're going to be talking about something that's different. Don't mix up Range Rover. They did finish off their last model in 2022, but they also bring in the new model in 2022. So starting off with the front end, the first thing we see is the Range Rover is still stamped on the hood, and you do have a slight facelift, beautiful LED headlights with those daytime running bars, beautiful look, and you have the new facelift on this grille. These rectangular shapes have changed from the old grille. This is the new grille with the surface silver and the black gloss interior on that grille. You do have the matte silver flat look, trim work with the high gloss trim alongside of it. Now coming down over to the bottom grille, you do have the matte silver look also with the high gloss black, kind of giving it a very nice offset, very exquisite, classy look, simple and sleek. That's what we love and we knew Range Rover for. Beautiful. Coming over to the side, we do see that they did increase the size to the rim. It is a 23-inch rim. Standards do come in the 21 inches, but this in particular Autobiography Edition does come in 23 with a matte silver face and a glossy gray interior on that rim. Looking at the brake rotors, you do have the carbon ceramic brake rotors, so great braking system on this car with the high gloss black finish on the brake rotor itself. Very nice look. Now coming over to the side, we see that the side mirror has a high gloss black paint with the marker instilled inside the mirror, and you do have your camera instilled into this mirror. Now looking at the door and what comes on the door, very special about this car is that the Autobiography stamped is on the lower base front side of the door on both sides. So this is the only stamp or emblem that you're going to get on this car that allows the eye to see that this is the Autobiography Edition. Now if you do get closer, you come see on this VIN number placard, you will see the Autobiography wording here, also letting you know, but then you can't see that, and that's not the first thing you're going to be seeing. On this A-pillar, you do have the black gloss or the black paint trim. Very nice, classy, sophisticated look on this. And you do see, looking at the door, no trim work, so making it one full panel, very sleek. Now, getting rid of anything that might look or make this car too busy on the outside. Coming over, we do have a new design on this rocker panel look, black finish, gloss, and the reason they did bring out this new design is to give the car a new look and making it look that it has a little bit more height off the floor. This being the L package, you do have a longer wheelbase, so now what that means is from the front wheel over to the back wheel, you're going to have a longer distance than the average Range Rover, and that's what makes this car special, because later on in the video we're going to be talking about the new third row seating that this car had added, or that Land Rover had added. Now very cool is that when you come close to the car with the key, it's called a proximity key, where it automatically pops these handles out. Now when we're away from the car or we would lock this car, this handle would go in and it will kind of flow in with the door, making a very nice, sleek and classy look. letting it be very simple on the outside. Very nice. That's what they were going for, that look exactly. So that's a very cool feature that they had. Now, another thing that Range Rover has on this car, or Land Rover put on it, is that it got rid of this lower window trim. So they wanted to get rid of that, adding to that simplicity of this SUV. If you could take that. Now, most modern cars or older cars do have that lower window trim. This one doesn't. Love that option and style. Come over here, you do see that the L, standing for the long base package here, is going to be stamped on the back glass on each side. So that's going to let you know that this is the long base package. Coming over to the rear of the car, which we do see that on this rear of the quarter panel, what we call this the ingot. Now this is just a trim. The reason that Land Rover had put this little trim here along with that silver trim on that door is kind of to give it kind of a shorter look to the eye. So coming over to this rear end, now this is why this car is super special. Yeah, a lot has not changed on the exterior, but the backside of this car, we see that this taillight is no longer integrated here in the corner, but just falls vertically down on this rear side of the quarter panel. Very beautiful and slick look, and that's what Land Rover was going for on this Range Rover. You do see, if you come close, it has the polka dot design inside the taillight. Very nice and classy on this taillight. Black look cover. Now, because it's so black, they had to increase the power of the LED lighting, pushing past that black cover, making it the strongest LED lighting on taillights on an SUV that was released. You see, very simple look. You have your black trim here coming across the lid with Range Rover stamped, letting you know that the consumer is buying this exact car with Land Rover stamped, letting you know the manufacturer of the car. Coming over to the bottom end, you have the bumper. Now, something cool about this car is that when you're backing the car up and those white lights turn on, they are very hidden, very subtle here in this back panel on the lower part of this bumper, right under the red marker lighting. Very nice and hidden. You do have your bumper sensors going across this back bumper with this matte silver trim look. Now, very, very sophisticated look, very acute on this back trim work on the back end. Very, very simple and sleek look. What they did also is they hid the exhaust system, so you no longer have the exhaust system showing, but you have it under the car. So pretty cool that they did that. Now, another cool feature that this car has is that, let's say you wanted to tow something, you can literally drop the tow package on this car. That drops from here, comes out and lights up and allows you to know that it's right here in front of you, so you can hook up your ball to tow whatever you want to tow, whether it being your jet ski or your trailers or whatnot. Now, looking at the back window, you see that the windshield wiper is not integrated onto this back window, giving you a very clean look. They hid it under the rear spoiler, right under this black trim with the LED brake lighting. Now, another cool feature that this car has is the two fins. Now, the right side is the connectivity fin that has to do with all the Wi-Fi and all the tech on the car, so it gets you a greater connection when you're using the technology that this car comes with. And then on the left side, you do have the rear view mirror camera. That is a beautiful option to have instead of manually looking behind you. So very cool, very cool, very cool. Now, guys, that we are done with the exterior, let's get into the interior of this beautiful Autobiography Range Rover. So coming inside this beautiful Autobiography, what do we see is this beautiful color with the black, super awesome. You do have this very nice, fine, exquisite, sophisticated leather. Look at this door panel. So one thing that comes to my edge, you do have the 3 memory seating. Now you have your controls in the shape of the seat, very nice. Have the wood integrated into the door panel with the matte silver, a little bit of back black, but you do have overall the nice brown color. Now you can choose up to 10 options on the leather. With the wood, you get 6 options, and the exterior, I forget how many options, but you do have a lot. And you have the 2-tone steering, which comes with the black and the brown, and you have the touch sensitive panel on your steering wheel. Very nice with the matte silver. Just such a very nice, sophisticated look, guys. Looking at the center console, you do see it has the wood with this lining integrated inside this wood. So if you pay attention closely, now this color can change depending on what you want exactly. You do have your nice, beautiful paddle shifters on the rear side of this steering wheel, along with the 13.7-inch cluster screen digital. Very nice. You can do a lot of stuff. You can turn this whole screen into a GPS screen if you'd like. And as you're maneuvering with the touchscreen, this touchscreen does change depending on what exactly you want to switch on this. So let me show you guys real quick. Just like that. See that switch that we had there, and we can fully make this functional. Very cool option and feature to have. Now looking at the 13.1 new screen, it kind of has a slight curvature going with the dashboard, giving it again that sleek look. You're going to be hearing me say sleek a lot in this video. Very nice and simple, classy, exquisite look. You do have one thing that's new on this car, and the features is when you press on these buttons here, just like that, you're going to feel a vibration on the screen for that. So it's not just a touch sensitive panel where you don't feel anything while you press it. It's going to have to kind of press a little bit harder so you can get that switch in the button. Very nice. Now, some people like it, some people don't. Again, it's all opinion, which is, again, the beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. Now you do have the rotary knobs, temperature digital in the knobs. Another cool thing is if you wanted to set the heating and cooling on these front two seats, you would just press that knob like that. Well, it's not doing it right now. No, well, not exactly doing it now, but to get the gist, if you would press these buttons in, and it would give you the heating and cooling option to turn it on for these front seats. So kind of getting rid of more buttons, making it more of a simple look. You do have the nice panel here. If you wanted to change exactly in what feature or what terrain that this car is going in, what you would do is press this nice, beautiful button, and you would change the terrain of which you want to drive, whether it's mud or desert or snow. You can see that on the bottom of the screen, and then you push that button down again, making it kind of that nice flowy feel. Very awesome. And we're going to come into this side console. Another cool feature, just so many cool things to talk about this car, which is just amazing, is this has a integrated cooling system. So it's like an ice chest. So if you wanted to put anything for the babies, or you just wanted to have a cold drink while you're driving, a Pepsi, nothing other than that, you're going to turn on this button and you have a cooling setting here. Pretty cool. Now, if you slide this cap back, you're going to have your cup holders. Very nice. Land Rover did make huge cup holders, deep cup holders, so your cups aren't toppling over. And another cool thing is if you slide that cup holder back, it is like a secret safe in here, where if you have something more personal, you would put those belongings down under. You're going to have a lot of ports on this car. You have the HDMI ports, USB-C ports here, and you slide this cap forward, you have USB-C here also, with a wireless charging phone pad up in this cubby here with more personal space. Very nice option, just maximizing the space and the convenience on this car. You do have the adjustable stamp Land Rover armrest. Another cool feature is the lighted seatbelt buckles. So if you're at night and you're sitting there scounging around for the buckle, you're going to see these, and that's a super cool feature that Land Rover put on their seatbelt buckles, is the lighting. Just get a hold of this nice, beautiful perforated leather on this car. Very comfortable, allows you to feel the side holsters, makes it feel like that you're sitting in their seat, grounded down, very safe in their car. Adjustable headrest, like you're in an airplane or something. This is a pretty cool feature, and you can bring that out depending on if you want to sleep or if you don't want to move your head. And another thing is you do have the noise cancellation speakers inside this headrest. And that is a great option, is that it quiets down the car so you won't hear anything. It dampers the sound from the outside to the inside, making it just a better feel on the inside, so you're listening to each other, you're hearing each other in your guys' conversations. By the push of a button, you have more personal room on this glove compartment, the top one, and then you have the bottom one. Little arrows on those buttons letting you know. You have the nice chrome look here on this dashboard with the black, so very nice. Top of this ceiling, you have the dressed up leather. That's a new thing that you'll see in these Land Rovers coming out in the 2022s, is the leather on top, which I think it can be more convenient if you do have the kiddos in the car and they're spilling stuff and they're kicking things. You can easily clean this leather more than like the Alcantara suede that was there before. Very nice handles, classy, sophisticated. Opening this sunroof cover, you see that very big glass. Just get a hold of that. I mean, very beautiful. And I'm not going to open the sunroof or the moonroof or whatever you guys want to call it for the sake of the time, but you guys get the point. Like, the mid-range seats even get the feeling of that glass being open, just looking up, and you can even see the stars at night or the sky during the day. Let's close it. All right, and the rear view mirror. Super cool feature is that by the flick of this little lever here, you turn on that rear view camera, making it that digital camera, or you push it back and it gives you that manual mode where you can use your eyes. So very cool feature to have. Now, something that I forget about this door panel is you do have the Meridian signature premium sound in this car. Some people like this little speaker here on the door panel. Again, it's opinion. Do I like it? I'm pretty neutral on it. You have this kind of square piece when some, tweeters or speakers come around on the door panels. But now that we're finished with the front side of the car, let's get over to the back. All right, so now we're on the mid-range seats inside this Autobiography, and we open and we also see the Autobiography placard stamped on the door entry of every door, letting you know. I forgot to mention that in the front, but that is super cool. Now, looking at this mid-range seat, something that I want to mention is it is a tri-zone car. What do I mean by that? That each row gets their temperature going. You can control by the knobs on this back of the center console. You do control, each person has their own temperature and their own flow, along with their USB plugins and HDMI plugins. Remember, I told you just a few minutes ago that you do have a lot of ports. Check this out. Bringing down this center console, by the push of a button, you pop this up, and you have more USB-C and HDMI cables in order to play that entertainment system that we see beautiful in front of our face. Is that you do have to hook up your phone to the HDMI or C plugins, and that's something that I would have wished they would have made maybe on Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or something that you can just automatically connect to the entertainment system. But I'm sure Range Rover will be working on that, or again, it's opinion. So that's a pretty cool option to have. Very nice rest with the leather, and by the push of a button, you have your cup holders. Very nice cup holders. Now, not as deep as the front cup holders, so you might want to be careful on those cups so they're not toppling over. Let's close that, put that up. Check out the space. One thing you do notice is a lot of legroom. Very beautiful, sophisticated look on the silver. As you're sitting down, what do you see? You see that silver insert on the back side of these seats with the nice, classy, personal belongings location here. And then let's close this door. One thing I want to show you guys is you have a touch sensitive panel right here on the door panel, and by the touch you can turn off this reading light or turn it on and turn different colors. Check that out, dim it out, all by touch sensitive. You do have your little flow ventilation controlling that. Super cool here. Turn it out here. So you can turn this on in two different places. Touch it here or touch it on this panel here. Now you can control these seats again. Check that out, the memory seating on that row. Now, another thing that I forgot to mention is that you don't have the executive package on the seating. That's something that people are wondering about. We don't know if they're coming out, if they're ever going to come out. This is the bench seating, and yes, you want the accessibility, but you can put down this specific middle seat that you have accessibility to that back row. Now, on the executive package, they might get rid of that third row seating, or they do get rid of that third row seating, and you have just the four. You won't have the executive package with that third row seating. So it all depends on what you want as a consumer. You can put the car seats on this mid bench, just like that, and you do have a lever here So the manual lever to this middle seat is not down here, it is up here, and you come down and pull this little belt here, and you pull that out, and check this out. So you get the accessibility to the third row, just not the executive seats. Very cool. We're gonna go back there in a second. I'm gonna push this back up again. You do have the seatbelt lighted belt buckles in this mid-range seating, also the back. So let's check that out. Okay, so again, the power is running low on it. So what I would show you guys is that by the push of the arrows right here on this panel, that this seat would bunny hop open forward, and it would open the area for you just to walk back here. But for the sake of the video, I'm just going to step over this chair so we can check out the space behind. Let's put these headrests up, just like that. And we have enough space so you're not feeling too claustrophobic. Yes, being tall, my legs are touching you, but you can move these seats forward and you will have more leg room depending on how tall or who's back here. But the clearance for us tall guys, our heads will be touching the ceiling, so you would be putting more like the kids back here, or the, you know, not so tall people back here. You do have touch sensitive lighting reading for this. You have personal heated seats on third row. That is super cool because a lot of SUVs do not put heated seats on their third row. You do have the mid-range seats that get the heated and ventilated seats, along with the driver and passenger front seats get heated and ventilated. But these third row seatings have just the heated and no ventilation seating. You have a USB-C hookup along with how you want to control. So these arrows here will control the mid-range seats for whoever's getting back out here. So very convenient for the person sitting in the third row. You have your own cup holder, own ventilation, again, tri-zone seating. So they have their own ventilators and temperature settings that you want. You do have speakers back here along, very comfortable. I just want to say that these seats, sometimes these third row seatings aren't super comfortable, but these in particular are very comfortable, very soft cushion, very nice. All right, let's get out of here. All right, so this particular car does come 523 horsepower at a 4.4 V8. They do have the 3.0 6-inline motors, depending on what you have, and they do have the electric hybrids coming out on this exact car. So depending on what you do, Land Rover does make specific to your desire and your need. So thank you so much for watching this review on this car, and super cool car. But thank you so much, and please subscribe and like to our channel for Vagabond Builds, and we got some pretty cool stuff coming at you guys. Thank you so much.